Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how to update your historical bars with live updates with interactive brokers with the IB-Insync API. So why do we even need to do such a thing? Many of you guys are familiar that interactive brokers, the API has this thing called rec historical data, and there's this keep up to date is true. So you could just use that, and you don't have to like mess around and combine historical bars with live bars and do such a mess. But the issue is that that method is not robust to internet disruptions. So let's say your internet gets disrupted, your connection's disrupted, it doesn't re-update the bars. Everything is lost and everything is screwed up completely. So that's why we need to combine this with live bar updates. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get started. Um, just real quick, okay, so I'll talk about it later, I guess. Some of the caveats with my approach at the end, like some things you need to be careful about when you're doing this approach. But let's get started. Okay, so first, not related to this thing, I want to show you guys a trick to make, look at this Jupyter notebook. I have these messed up margins, so much extra wasted space. So you can make the margins larger by doing this thing. I think it's a cool trick. Display HTML with 100%. Boom. I thought that was cool. Okay. So now let's get started with the real stuff. Okay, so we, of course, connect to IB. How do we connect to IB? We do, of course, from IB-Insync import star, IB equals IB, util.start loop, IB.connect, port and client, as usual. So now, let's define the contract. And if you guys watch my other videos, I always use Tesla. You do like, oops, sorry, copied the wrong thing. So I do symbol equals Tesla, exchange equals smart, currency equals USD, and I qualify the contracts to get extra con ID and stuff like that. Although you don't really need it in this case, to be honest with you guys. So now let me show you guys first the historical bars with live updates. Live, not live. Live with live updates. And I'll say issue is it becomes useless when you have this a disconnection. Okay, so let me show you guys the example. So we would of course do I'll call it historical bars with keep up to date equals ib.rec historical bar data, contract equals contract, end date time equals until the current time. Bar size setting, let's do 15 seconds. Duration string 1 day. What to show trades. Use regular trading hours is false, even though we are in regular trading hours. This will give you like extended hours. And this is the key. Keep up to date is true. So I'm running this now, right? Okay. So now, of course, let me just remind you guys how it looks. You can do util.df with this thing, and you get the data frame with open, high, low, close, volume, and average. So now let's define a define on bar update call back. So we can define a callback on bar update that's going to print three things. It's going to print if it's a new bar or not, because every 5 seconds you have an update to the bar, and it's going to print the last bar, that's bars -1, and the length of bars, the number of bars. So if we have 15-second bars, it means every 15 seconds this thing will increase by 1. So what you're also going to notice is that you're going to get like 2 updates that has new bar is false, and then a third update which pretty much at the same time you have the last bar of a given interval, and the new interval with has new bar equals true with volume is -1. So let me show you guys how this is. Remember, we can clear the callback, and then we can attach a callback by doing plus equals. The clear is just so we don't attach like a few times. So as you see here, like every 5 seconds I get an update, and I get like false, false, no new update, and then I get a false and true simultaneously. So let's just wait until the next one to show you guys. Um, Boom, see false and true. Okay, so look, this is all nice and well. This is perfect. We don't need this live bar stuff. But what if you have an internet connection? So I'll purposely disconnect the internet. Did I do it? Yeah, because it's not updating. Okay, so now I get this error. So let me reconnect the internet. And let's do, see the internet's working. But watch this. If I go like this, I don't get any updates. It's stuck. So basically, let's write this note here. Say live bars robust to connection lost. They backfill. Okay, so what do they do? Okay, so let's define the live bars. So it's something like this. You do live bars equals ib.reqRealTimeBars. Um, I guess in the intro I should have said combining real-time bars with historical tick data, with historical bar data. Um, but I didn't do that. I'm sorry about the misnomer. So you do live bars equals ib.rec real time bars. You do the contract. Bar size, you can write 5,000. It always does 5 second bars. I don't even know why there's an argument for this. Again, what the show trades, user go trading hours false. So how does this look? You can also do util.df live bars. And every 5 seconds, you're going to get a new bar. Notice also that it's similar to the above, except the names are different. Date, open has like an underscore, and average now is WAP, weighted average price. So it's different, but you see every 5 seconds it updates. But if we do the same callback on bar update, but now we do with live bars, we can do live bars the update event dot clear, live bars dot update event dot plus equals on bar update. Yeah, every 5 seconds it works. So now let's disconnect the internet on purpose. So let's see that we're disconnected. Okay, we're disconnected. Eventually we're gonna get a similar error to this. It takes a little longer with live bars, so I'll spare you the wait time. So so yeah, I'll spare you the wait time. But anyways, let's reconnect the internet. And now let's just write anything in a cell. Is the internet not on? Yeah. Oh, sorry. See, it continues to work after the internet comes back. So that's what's better about the live bars. Okay, so now that we got this out of the way, let me show you guys how to actually um, let me show you guys how to actually create the uh, um, the updates with using this thing. So real quick, let's do an aside on pandas resample. So resample allows you to like resample based on if you have like an index, a pandas index that's time based, you can resample to the nearest like to like 5 second, 10 second intervals, etc. So I do pandas resample. I can resample to 5, 10, whatever intervals I have. There's code here. They give you like examples. You can do like 3 minutes. You can label to the right means like um, you're doing to the end. Like if it's 10 to 10:15, you'll do 10:15. You can do an offset of like 5 seconds. That means let's say you have 15 second intervals. there'll be 10:05 to 10:20, 10:20 to 10:35, etc. There's all these things you can do, but you need a date time index. I don't want to get into this. If this is interesting to you, please write a note in the comments, and it'll be appreciative. I'll try to answer it or make a video on resampling. So let me show you guys like an example. Let's say I were to do remember I have the live bars here. I have this util.df live bars. I can do util.df live bars.resample, let's say 30 seconds. And then I can do some aggregate function like high equals high max. And look, oh, I have to set the index. I have to do like dot set index time. And I resample, and as you see, every 30 seconds I get a new point, new high. Okay. So just one note of something to be careful about, and I wrote it down so I won't forget, is resampling over a few days, you get a lot of nans, and it's a giant mess. And some days have like different regular trading hours and stuff like that. So I recommend not doing this, only resampling the updated real-time data. So let me show you guys kind of what I mean. So let's say we have like historical bars. We have something like this. And I'll do 15 seconds. Keep up the date is false. No, you know what? I'll do 1 hour, right? Keep up the date is false, and the difference is I'll do 3 days. Okay. So what does historical bars, and then I can do, if I do util.df historical bars dot set index date, and if I do now resample 5 seconds, sorry, resample, let's say 1 day. No, sorry, let's do resample. I'm all over the place. Let's do resample 2 hours, okay? 2 hours, and let's do .ag high equals high max. Sorry about this. So now, as you see, after the end of extended hours goes to 8 Eastern. So 18 is 6 Eastern to 8 Eastern is 20. You'll get nans for this stuff. So that's why you shouldn't apply over multiple dates. Okay, so that's just like some intuition for you to get it out the way. Another quick aside is that okay, so now let me just write a quick note. If you want to use this, so you need to start live bars before the last timestamp in historical bars. Okay, so what am I explaining is so what I recommend is, if you're going to use large bar sizes like an hour, 30 minutes, stuff like that, that you do the request real-time bars. Maybe I should call this real-time bars. You request real-time bars. You should do it before market hour, before pre-market if you're using pre-market in your math, and before and before market if you're just using regular trading hours. But if you're using small intervals to trade, like 15 seconds, then it's fine. You just need to make sure you have enough time passed so you can get a full historical bar. So what I mean by this, and sorry, I didn't make that much sense, is like, let's say I do this historical bar thing, as I showed you previously, if I do util.df historical bars, you'll see that I have data from 12 to 13 already, and it's only 12:31. So because it's not fully updated, you have to be very careful to either start it before the hours you want to trade, before pre-market or market hours, or if you're using a small enough interval, like let's say 15 seconds, you need at least 15 seconds to pass before you start from requesting the real-time bars to the historical data. Okay, so now let's get to the point. Create a function to update historical bars with real-time bars. Okay. So what are some things that we need? One thing to note is we need to match the time zones because util.df live bars has a time zone that's UTC. So to match the time zones, you would do something like if you have set index, you can do you could just do TZ localize US Eastern because uh, oh sorry, it's already time zone aware, so you do TZ convert. Okay. Okay, so need to match the time zones. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is okay, so we need to match the time zones. That's just a small note. Okay, so now um, so let's create the function. Let's create the function. Okay, so let's call it. First of all, if I didn't import pandas, pandas is pd def update data frame. Let's do historical data frame, live bars, and bar size. Bar size will be in the format of the resample, not of interactive brokers. So first what we have to do is we have to define the call names, and call names equals, this is going to be the call names related to the historical data frame. So like if you look at the historical data frame, by the way, this also shows that this is like Eastern because you have a +5 offset as opposed to no offset. So we have to match the names. So first of all, um, let's do um, let's assume that our data frame has date as the index. So our call names are gonna be, let's do historical df bars, util.df historical bars dot set index date dot columns, and let's not include bar count. I don't know why. I don't want. I prefer not. I mean, you guys could probably calculate it yourselves, but I've never tested it, so I don't want to do it here. So now I have these column names, right? So I have open, high, low, close, volume, average. The reason I have these column names is because it's going to be different between live and not live bars. Okay, so now with the live bars, we're going to uh, um, get the data frame and set the index to the timestamp and get necessary columns. Uh, columns. So it's going to be something like this. Um, okay, so this gets the data frame, we set index, and then we have open, high, low, close, volume, and VWAP. The weighted average price is the average. And I'll show you guys how to actually get the average in a second. So now the next step is to let's space it out a little bit. Define column names. So now um, let's make the time zones the same. Make time zones the same. So how are we going to do that? Because the historical data is in Eastern, I'm going to do df, I'm going to say assuming historical df in Eastern time. A function to update historical update historical bars with real-time updates. Okay, so so we're gonna make the time zones the same. So how are we gonna do that? Let's do that by what we did above. We did the tz.convert thing, and here we already set the index, so we can just do this US Eastern. And now we're gonna resample the live bars. So this was my note. If you resample everything, it messes it up with the nans. Like let's say if you resample everything, you remember we get all these nans. Yes, you could do in here, by the way, if you really wanted to, just to show you guys like a trick. You could do something like between 9:30 to 16 or something, but it's not robust, like so and it's only for full hours. Anyways, just a side note, you only will resample the live bars. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? We're gonna call it df. Oh, first of all, we want to calculate the average price, and because we're calculating the average price, it's not additive, so we're gonna have to do like something like this. We're gonna have to do like calculate average price, or for calculating average price, I should say. For calculating average price. So we're gonna have df live bars average times volume equals df live bars volume times df live bars WAP, which is average. So this gives you the average times volume. So now let's resample the live bars. We're gonna do df. Let's call it live bars resampled equals df live bars dot resample bar size, and then let's do dot ag, and then we write what we want. So it's a little annoying that open is the same as the keyword, so it gives you that little green thing. So we do open equals first, high equals high max, low equals low min, close equals close last, volume equals volume sum, because we're summing the volume, average times volume equals average times volume. Guarantee I'll do something wrong the first time. Sum, and that is it, I think. And now we can calculate average price, and we're gonna do that by basically dividing the average times volume by the volume. So like this. And now this is the key thing. We concatenate uh, from second to last interval from I think you see, this is different if you started pre-market or not. So in my specific case, I'm gonna do something like um, so this is I'll say this is okay. So this is a little bit different if you're this is a little bit different if you're starting if you register your data pre-market uh, as opposed to not. So let's say okay. So maybe I'll write a note here. So I'll say if data ready. If historical bars from and yesterday. So okay, so now I'll do something like if historical bars, it's a kind of ugly name. Recall bars from yesterday. Then we only need to concatenate from we only need to and remember we have to have live bars uh, we have to have live bars before defined before the historical bars. So if historical bars from maybe I'll write it day before like this. That's from day before. Then we concatenate. Then it's easy concatenation. It's just um, it's just basically something like df combined equals um, uh, up until it's basically the entire historical data frame and the new resampled one, the entire thing. Um, okay, and okay, um, maybe I'll write something like this. I'll write use if you define if you started the rec real time bars before either market or pre-market um, equals true, else use false. Okay, sorry, this is a little confusing. The reason for this again was because remember when we showed you the hour bars, it included the 12 to 13 one, and it's not 13, it's 12:43. So otherwise, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we have a full. Otherwise, we must make sure our last historical bar is a full interval. So we'd have to do something like going until the second to last interval like this to make sure. Um, and and um, and then the new bars would be from the end of this, from the last interval that we cut off and beyond. So it would be something like dot log, like this. Let me just maybe write it like this. Um, uh, dot log historical bars historical df dot index -1 to, and so on. Um, this, so maybe I'm making too much of this issue because I just don't want it to be a bug. So like okay, so you do something like this, and then you're gonna just return bf combined. Okay, so now let me show you guys how it works. Let's do example 15 sec bars. So we're gonna do 15 seconds. Keep up to date as false. Um, and now I'm gonna just show you guys. The default was to use false for here. First of all, you need the historical df like this and set index. but uh, I'm going to use this update df function. Um, Did I mess up? Probably, oh, open, it's called open in the way they defined it, like that. Uh, Day before. Might have not explained the if historical bars from day before thing very well. So, oh, if, let's call it historical bars from day before. See, this is just, I use I use really small bars, so I'm very, I never have, I actually never use time bars. So that's why, like, it's the first time I'm running into this issue, to be honest with you guys. Anyways, so you see it worked. Um, and, okay, this is 15-second bars. So now we can make it a callback, and we can do like def on bar update, bars as new bar, and then we can do something like remember we can do bars has new bar, and then we can do remember the live bars is the argument here, so we can just do something like this. We can do um, df df equals, and then this will be instead of live bars, it'll just be bars. And bar size, you'd have to ahead of time say what it is. We can maybe write bar size equals 15 seconds, and then maybe you need this, I'm not sure. And then we'll do print df dot tail, or maybe I'll just do display df dot tail from IPython dot display import display clear output. So we'll do something like clear output display df.tail. Okay, so let's see if this works. So we'll do live bars dot update event dot clear, and then live bars dot update event plus equals on bar update. And see it'll keep updating. So every 5 seconds, it'll keep the same interval, but keep up to date is just not false. But see, now you see every 15 seconds it works. So I hope this was informative. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I'm sorry for the little confusion here. It's hard to explain. The fact it was hard to explain a little bit. Please in the comments ask questions if it makes no sense. Thank you.